Hi, my name is Joel, and in this short video I'll be showing you how to use custom templates to log your dives in 30 seconds or less. Assuming that you take divers out to local dive sites on a regular basis and that you teach the same course modules again and again, I highly recommend that you create a template for each of those sites and each training dive. The time investment will pay back guaranteed. Okay, so first let me show you how to create a template. Let's give it a name. I'll call this one Work Batu Layar. That's the name of that dive site. And I'll start pre-filling the template. So my location is the Perhentian Islands. That's it. The dive site name is Batu Layar. Yep, found it. And you can see the coordinates appear automatically. It's one of the nicest in the area, so I'm going to give it 4 or 5 stars. Let's give it 4 stars. I dive or I work with Pro Divers World. So going down to the conditions now. Water conditions or temperature is pretty stable at around 30 degrees. It's always a boat dive, so I'll keep that selected. There's no currents, so we can leave that on the left. No waves, and the visibility is usually around 50 meters. Yeah, pretty good. Good, going over to the parameters, I'll fill this in for every dive that I do once I use the template, but I don't want to display the pressure group since I'm using a dive computer, so I'll untick that box. Going down, I'll now tick and select all the personal equipment that I'm currently using. I dive with 3 kilos, and the warmth is good, and the weights are good. Now you can see that I can select to have some fields for my students or divers, as well as a description of the course that I may be given. In this case it's not for a course, so I'll uncheck that box, and I want to keep probably the name and email address of my students so that I can share my log with them once I come out of the water. So since I'm preparing to share my log with my students, I'll also include a few photos from our dive center and a map of the dive sites. So let's do that. Okay, add photo. Let's find the photo. Yes, this one. Okay. I don't think a title is required here. And now let's look for the dive site, Batu Layar. Perfect. Okay, save. Now I'll also want to select the 3 top fish that I usually spot at Batu Layar. At least that's what I like to do. My personal favorite is the devil stinger, so let's go and find it. Here we go. It's actually also called the bearded ghoul. It's the most common name. We usually also see small bamboo sharks, so let's see what we have in our database. The white spotted one, yes, that's the correct one. And finally we see a lot of surgeonfish at this site, so I'm going to just type in surgeonfish, see what shows up. And now scroll down until I recognize the ones that I have in mind. That's it, yes, the convict surgeonfish. Perfect. So let's go back to our template. And now save it. So now if we go back to creating a new log using the templates, let me prove to you that it really only takes 30 seconds. So select my new template, Work Batu Layar. Here we go. Let's take a stopwatch and start the timer. "30 seconds flat." Now that's what I call a fast way of logging a dive. I suggest that you now have a look at the tutorial how to make your students and divers love you. You won't regret it. Happy diving!